Okay, hello to all you Concept 2 rowers. I'd like to get a cooling blast of air, and this is a self-powered cooling blast that you can make for yourself. I'm going to show you today how to make a segment of this scroll. That's the tricky bit. This is made up of Rice Krispie boxes, cornflake boxes. It's actually made up of 4 segments glued together like so. The tape was just there to hold it while it was gluing. So a longer segment, here's another segment at the bottom. So it starts at 2 inches, goes all the way up to 5 inches at the top. And I'm going to show you how to make this particular segment here because it's a tricky one to do. So I have 2 pages. I'm going to show these pages next in this movie. I'll put them on for like 5 seconds each. You may want to pause it during that and take a snippet of the screen or screenshot, whatever you want, of this one, and then print it out. It will help you if you're making your own scroll housing. So this is the shape we're going to make. We're going to draw this shape on a piece of the cardboard from the cereal box. It's compressed paper board, but I'm going to call it cardboard. And I'm going to make this segment number 3 to 4, which has some dimensions I've already figured out here. So those are the numbers I'm going to use. If you're doing your own one, you may end up with some different numbers. It's all going to work. Just follow the method. R1 is the inside radius. R2, which ends up in a couple of places, that's going to be the outside radius. And those are fixed values. Now these are big numbers, so you may not have a compass that can do it. I actually did, because I used to work on a drawing board, so I've got a beam compass, but you don't need a beam compass. You can actually do it with one of these. Yeah, you can see where I got this from, Home Depot ruler, and what I've done is I've put a nail in at a fixed distance, then I've measured off the distance I need, and I've drilled 2 holes, and I'll show you how this works as a compass. This hole here is big enough to put a pencil through. Now I've got a piece of hardboard here that I'm using as my working surface, so I'm not putting a hole in the table underneath. Very important that you don't do that. I've got a hole in here already. I've got a construction line already marked out. So you bring up, I've got a hole which I use the center punch for to locate where the nail goes. And then you put the pencil in the hole, hold on to that, and lo and behold, you have a compass that can draw 2 radii, and 2 radii are all you're going to need. Next trick is to open up your cereal box. We're going to use the inside for drawing on because it's a lot easier. You want to cut it down, save all these pieces you cut off because this ends up being the outside of the scroll, these 2 pieces. This ends up as the actual side of the scroll, which is what we're going to draw the shape on. So I'm going to cut this out in a multi-granio box and we'll get going. Right, so I'm going to start by drawing the R1 line that I've already got drawn here on the cardboard. And I've placed this ruler here because I know that the start line for the segment is going to be a tad under 4 inches. So I want to make sure that on this line that runs off this way, that I get that entire line on the piece of cardboard. So I'm just going to run this over the top until I get that piece of cardboard over to 4 inches, or 3 inches actually, no, 4 inches, that's right. So it's going to be about here, and then I'm going to tape that in position and make that horizontal, then I'm going to tape that in position. So taped down, I'm now going to complete the line that I've got on my construction board. There to there. I'm going to draw that on there. with my compass. Sorry, kick the camera. Where's the hole gone? There it is. I'm going to draw a radius line on there. Like so. And you can see it matches the line underneath. Okay, so I think I've done a reasonable job of getting that line in there. So now I'm going to measure that distance on here, which is just half a division under 4 inches. Okay, and that's one of my first construction points. I called it on there CP1. So it looks like, well, I'm not doing this the best way, but I've got 34 degrees set on this. I've managed to lose my protractor, so I'm using this variable angle triangle set on 34 degrees and using my old set squares. There's a one I'm lining up on the baseline along here. I've set the triangle on it, and then I'm sliding this so that this edge intersects with the center hole down here. So I'm going to move it in a bit to there. Make sure the pencil works on that, and it does. It goes right over that hole. I can take this away. Now I can start drawing, but oh, that's not going to be long enough. So I have to get my other set square in, slide this one up, finish drawing the line off. Okay, now the end height line I've got down as just a little over 4.5 inches there. 4 17/32. So that's 16/32 is a half an inch. So I'm 1/2 a division over. So I'm going to mark that, and this is CP2. That's construction point 2. It's right there. It looks the way I've laid it out on here. I've not used the best use of the cardboard. I should have turned it 90 degrees, but I'm going at it. So I'm just going to do this one here. Now I've got to create a point somewhere down here where these give me the right radius. Okay, so for this bit I'm going to use my beam compass that I've just set to the R2 value, the outside radius value for the whole scroll. So I'll start at construction point 1, which is over here. I'm going to stick the needle end right in there. This is why I'm doing it with this compass. It's a lot easier to find. If you're using the Home Depot ruler, you'll want to use a nail to put a hole in the cardboard, or at least a dent, so that you can find it when you're dropping the nail on the cardboard, otherwise it's blind. Right, so I'm going to so I've got a curve marked. Now I'm going to transfer this over to CP2, the second construction point. I'm going to draw another curve like that. And that gives me an intersection point right there. So now I swap this around, because I've got the correct radius. Oh man, I've got a lot of these here. I hope I find the right one. It's always a good idea to erase these lines between. I'm just checking. Yep, and it's going to work. It's going through both CP1 and CP2. So now I just draw the curve there. Oops. And there it is. That's how you lay out this particular number 3 segment of the scroll. It'd be really handy if you marked it 3, 4, because that's the segment number. So the next one's 4, 5, and the ones previous are 1, 2, and 2, 3. And that's it.